What is up, YouTube? Brian here from Board Wipe Gaming. I made a top 8 another online hat tournament. This was Moralltach Monthly number 29. It was last month's. I think 30's probably starting here pretty quick, and then there's another one on Format Library that they're doing, some Duelist Crown something that I'm into. So I've been doing a lot of hat lately. I switched it up from 28. 28 I got top 4 with less artifacts. I wasn't playing Ignition, Double Cyclone, or Scythe and Beagletop. I was playing like MSTs, Upstarts, and a couple other things. But I decided to switch it up, and I'm liking this version quite a bit. I think the Cyclones, Ignitions kind of pair really well together, and the extra artifacts. And it's been going really well for me so far. So I've liked this list quite a bit. I've got some replays. I started 4-0 and then I lost 3 in a row. So I went 4-2, made top 8, and then lost in top 8. I played pretty poorly in top 8, which is unfortunate. Is what it is. So we already have a Sanctum and Scythe, so do some cool stuff. All in all, like, not like a horrible start. Don't need to worry about Torrential with the Ice Hand, so get an early push. Then I get Double Cyclone. When he hits the Ice Hand here, I don't know. Knowing that, like, I guess it doesn't really matter what I hit. If I hit the call, that was kind of risky. Then he just like loses for no reason. But I don't know. I let him hit the Sanctum. I didn't chain it. I didn't feel like there was a reason to just put a body on board that doesn't do anything. Because then the Sanctum is going to pop the very last card. The Beagletop's going to come out. I decided to pop the last unknown set, which was the call. So Moralltach comes out, pops the Murmillo. So he's got 3 level 5s. I don't know. That trade didn't seem super worth it from my perspective, but yeah, just pop the other Moralltach, and then yeah, I bottomless the Pleiades, and he's doing another backer, I guess. I don't know. A live call with the Moralltach. I feel like if I was somebody who played his and it gets bottomless, I don't know that I'd bounce it back, or that's just gonna get sent next turn. I feel like I'd probably bounce the Ice Hand to set me back a turn, right? Because then I'm not putting pressure with 2 more monsters when they're already down 3k. But who knows? And then yeah, I'm getting to the point where they had 2 back row, and I Murmillo pop the bottomless in the end phase, and that's what it is. So I opened pretty well. 1 Murmillo, 1 hand, 5 settable cards. We go battle phase first. And then they don't summon anything. I Torrential in the end phase. I was playing around a hand, so I used the call, summon Morello, targeted back row, and then Torrential chain like 2, because he set a monster, right? It was not a hand, it was a Diana. Super unfortunate. For them, not for me, because now I'm +2. Now I'm just poking. They're gonna have to do something eventually, I figure. Just taking my time. I got a lot of stuff. I'm not sure. Oh, they just did a lot. So the Dianea can summon itself. And there's still a Sanctum set. I don't know if they didn't play a third Moralltach. It felt like there were things to do other than conceding here. Like, I felt like I had the advantage for sure, but... Oh, also they weren't playing hands. So I don't know what cat list means. I'm behind the times, I guess. But you know, hey, whatever works. We get round 1. Round 2 is against, the Spellbook deck. Spellbooks is a deck that always kind of scares me. I had Bottomless for the Justice, which helps put some pressure early. Giant hand. I have the Sanctum, but that gets Fiendish Chain. And I don't have anything to stop the power from resolving here, so... And then here, I had to just break through as Chain Link 3 because I didn't want to lose the body. I wanted to see if there's, I don't know, some way I could like end phase call, pop the last back row, or pop the set Fate, and then tribute over the Murmilla with the Beagletalk, and then make a rank 5, and that kind of clears the board, right? Which is why I did the Trap Tricks breakthrough thing. And then they chain Fate. So what that does is they decided to book Priestess. But what that does is means Priestess dodges breakthrough skill, but it also dodges Wisdom, because it says that face-up monsters unaffected by traps. Which means my Trap Tricks Trap Hole Nightmare resolves and destroys the Priestess, and my Moralltach survives. So a bit of a misstep for my opponent, because they didn't really see how those cards are going to interact with each other. Book the Priestess, and then we talk about it, we get Judge Confirmation, and I was right. So now I can call. I don't care about the tower because I'm just going to out both of those monsters anyway. I forget that it was like I forget that was Fiendish Chain, but I used Durandal to put the secrets back, and then force them to top deck. They did not top deck a secrets, so now I'm just kind of in control here, and it's all because of the Fate booking the Priestess. I probably should have lost that game, but I did not. I don't remember a lot about how this game played out, to be perfectly honest. They're doing spellbook things. Not really sure how I'm supposed to play against spellbooks. I don't know if I'm supposed to force the Fate there and just attack. In the draw phase, I turn off his spellbook tower. Priestess in the end phase. Now I'm just kind of putting on a little bit of pressure. They don't have a spellcaster for tower, so they're doing stuff. And now they have a power play. I'm going to warning the Priestess here. Because, I mean, we see the Spellbook of Life here, but they haven't actually revealed it. I know they can probably search it off the secrets, but... oh, I have Ignition. I ignition the new set. It's possible I should have just not done that and just saved anything else for Spellbook of Life. Because then my Rhapsody and Berserk gets breakthrough skilled, so now they're going to be able to just do a whole bunch of crap, and I'm pretty cooked from here. Don't really have any defensive cards left to stop anything from happening. I top a Sanctum, and they banish the hand. And unfortunately, they did not forget about their breakthrough skill that's sitting right on top of my graveyard. So I lose this game. We're just going to go next game. We don't need to watch the rest of that. Game 3. I think they just bricked here. I don't really remember for sure. I opened Transmigration Prophecy, which is like somewhat helpful. But yeah, no starters, no nothing. They got like Soldier and Phoenix Chain and stuff, but we're just gonna put some pressure on. And then, yeah, they did the Soul Drain a little late. They needed to chain it to Beagletalk. Honestly, even if the site doesn't resolve, this is DD Crow. Doesn't super matter. But yeah, they just straight bricked. And spellbooks will do that sometimes. So we're 2-0. Now we get to play against Girga.deck. I don't know. I'm not too like concerned about Girga being a deck against Hat. I think my deck just pretty much outperforms it. They did hit both of my Moralltachs though. That made me furious. Like, unreal. I get Max Seed here. And notice how they activate Max Seed on the attack declaration. Attack declaration. Great. Cool. So I don't summon the Fire Hand from deck. I just set one from hand and I end up passing. I still have one Moralltach left in deck. I've got this double Cyclone here. They make a Dweller. And then I do a double Cyclone play. And then, so what happens was, and we can check, we don't need to check the log, this is just what happened. I flip Sanctum, they shuffled their hand, and then after 30 seconds they thumbsed up, and then I summoned my Moralltach, and then after this hit the field, then they Max Seed. So I was just like, well, you can't activate cards in the middle of a chain resolving. And then he tried to, I was like, well, I haven't summoned a monster since you sent Max Seed to the graveyard. So then we had a conversation back and forth, and I was like, well, if you want Max Seed to be chain linked to after Moralltach, that's fine. And if you don't, that's also fine. Put it back in your hand. I didn't care. And then he's like, ah, okay, that's how this match is going. I was like, well, I don't know. Like, we're both 2-0 in an online tournament. This is the only match this person lost before top coat was against me. And like, I don't know. In tournaments, I just feel like it's not like I just like played and didn't give them an opportunity to activate the card when they were supposed to activate it. They took 30 seconds. I didn't do anything until they gave me a thumbs up, and I started resolving my cards, and then they maxed. It's just, it was too late, and they got a little bitter. But the max C draw wasn't going to change the outcome of this match. So in the end, it was over something irrelevant. And people would argue that maybe I'm supposed to just let people draw off the max C in those situations because it doesn't matter. But I did not do that. And then his ice hand gets debunked. And then all of a sudden, he's at 3,000 life points, and I have a Dweller. Because now I know that he's playing hands, so I didn't want to run into another hand. Soul charges for 1, that's okay. So 2, I ignition 1. I chain Dweller in case it was a Sanctum. I didn't want to, like, I don't remember. I think they were playing Sanctum cards last game. I don't remember for sure. But I didn't want to get hit by a Sanctum. I just attacked over the armor. I didn't care because I just had game. The search didn't matter unless this was somehow a live card, but I hit the live card with the ignition. So we're 3-0 after my opponent tried to activate Maxi in the middle of a chain resolving. Oops. So now I'm at the point where I think if I win this match, I'm almost guaranteed top cut even if I lose on X2 because my tiebreaker should be good enough. I win the die roll, open pretty well. It's a mirror match and I open debunk. And the debunk goes through. And then they don't really draw another monster for a while. Have some early pressure. Sanctum. I just bottomless it. I don't really care about losing. Millo. I don't know if compulsing that monster there was the right play, but then they compulsed mine back, so ended up working out. They're starting to get some traction back. But then I had solid warning for the blower and ignition for the call, so just I break through the Dionea, I Sanctum it, I get trap tricks there. And I think this is just game. Oh, they just have another Sanctum. Okay. And they were using the effect, which is fine. So now I'm in a bit of a pickle, but then I can Scythe. I'm not in a pickle at all. Nothing they do matters. I'm super ahead and then I just got it. God, remember the days when you cowboyed for game not in time? Oh boy. Game 2, I opened double Moralltach and double Cyclone, so that's pretty good. Use yourself, and I have a debunk too for any hand issues. Take the 16 there. My Moralltach gets DD Crowed. I could have debunked the DD Crow. I did not. I maybe should have. But I don't think I thought about it at the time. Oops. I crash Marmellos here. That gets ignitioned. Unlucky. And then I get to an ice hand. could debunk. Oh, they didn't. They already used the wiretap. I was like, they had a wiretap at some point, but then my debunk went through, and then all of a sudden they just had a string of not drawing any playable cards at all, so they couldn't play through the debunk I had there. So maybe it was a good thing I didn't use it on that crow. Oops. But there we go, 4-0. And now we start the string of unfortunate events. This is the duelist that ended up winning, I think, with Constellar. And then, yeah, I lost the roll, set 3 Pleiades. Like, I don't know. Not much I'm going to do here. I get warning right away. Set 3 back, but then one of them is an ignition. And then he bounces the other one with the Pleiades. And now they're just going to make another Pleiades after releasing. And then, my misplay, it's my fault. They set the breakthrough skill before they summoned the Pleiades. So once that breakthrough skill was set, I could have flipped call and popped it. I don't know if that would have ended up mattering. I don't think there's a rank 4 quick effect that I could have like really done anything good with here. I don't know. It's definitely what I was supposed to do, but I don't know that it was super matters. Alright, just get my battle phase. That was super unfortunate that was an ignition. Because if I didn't have to skip my battle phase, I could have flipped this and then onto the Pleiades and like add some stuff. Not enough to really play around the soul charge, but sometimes your opponents be drawing soul charges, you know? And sometimes they make dwellers, and then I lose. Unfortunate. But I get to go first this time. I ignition the tanky. And they do some stuff so I don't get to make a Pleiades. But then I hit them with a torrential, so they went super neg there. That was a really good torrential. My ice hand gets debunked, but I have a sanctum to out the bear. And now I'm just in a much better spot than they are, so I win the game. But then game 3, I have to go second again. They don't get a Pleiades this time. And it's possible that I should have just done some hand things here, to be perfectly honest. So this might be a misstep from me. I maybe should have tried to just out the Kaus and get an ice hand on board, push for 14, force them to use the call to make the Pleiades. But I didn't do that. I break through the Pleiades, and then I did that, and then the Moralltach got breakthrough. And now I have the breakthrough for the Pleiades though, so I out the Pleiades. But now they just have the call and they bring it back. And then it's just a 2500 body that my cards aren't doing very well against. My soul charge target gets DD crowed, and then I get sanctum. I can debunk his Moralltach, so we can't make another Pleiades, but he just adds the Kaus back to hand. Now he's got Pollux too, and another soul charge. Wow. Soul Charge is a good card. I have like Bottomless and other stuff, but I just get Soul Charge and then I'm way too neg to do anything good. Lots of thumbs up back and forth. And then I get Dweller. I don't know what happened to my Torrential. I missed it. Oh, a Durandal. Yeah, duh, of course. I had to hope that like the back row was like a wiretap specifically, and that they would use the wiretap on the Torrential instead of the Durandal. That was my only win. But it was not a wiretap, so I did lose this round. So X1 going in the last round, and we play El Tigre. And I get Hieratic comboed. And skill drained. So like skill drain Stardust. How am I supposed to out the skill drain with my hands and there's a Stardust on the board? Okay, so now they don't attack, which is unfortunate. I was hoping they would. I'm gonna try and out the skill drain again. It's gonna get Stardusted, but now I can debunk the Stardust. Now I have a double Cyclone to out the skill drain. I'm still in a bad spot, but now we're gonna be able to do some stuff to survive, because I can Chain Link 2, double Cyclone the skill drain. So now both Moralltachs resolve. Unfortunately, it still attacks over one, and they know the last card. I don't even know what I can top deck here, but that wasn't bad. Unfortunately, they have a way to out the Exciton in my main phase, or in their main phase. That's too bad. So lose game 1 to the Hieratic deck. Game 2, I draw a hand that's probably not going to lose. I maybe should have taken the hand here, but I've got a Sanctum and a Scythe, so and double Ignition, so I'm not getting skill drain. And they Soul Charge, so there's no battle phase, so I can pop the Scythe, lock them out of their extra deck, and then they just don't do anything. I can bulk over that, summon Diana, attack, and I can put a lot of pressure. So now skill drain is just not even a card anymore. And I still have Bottomless and Deep Dart, so we're still in a fine spot, and they couldn't come back from those two traps. We got Max C, so we can cross our fingers this time. And then they discard Tempest to search for that. And then they Soul Charge 4, and then I Maxi. They make a Stardust Dragon, so I go +1 off the max C. Unfortunately, there's no skill drain in sight, so I've got like this double cyclone that's not doing anything. And then the Star Eater is pretty oppressive. I was hoping he would Stardust negate that, but he did not. Because now I just kind of am super low. Like, I don't know, there wasn't like a real way I could sequence without a target for double cyclone that was like good. Yeah, because unfortunately now I'm just too low and they have title. And the Ice Hand doesn't do anything. I have no way to stop anything, so I just lose. I didn't have a way to push through the Stardust. That was my biggest issue. No breakthrough skill, no like mind control to go with the Dark Hole. Unlucky, but we're still in top 8. So we play top 8. And we play horribly against the Ninja deck. The first mistake was right here. 2 level 4s and they went neg to do it. Why am I not Sanctuming for Scythe? Like, all I have to do is Sanctum for Scythe right here and then I can't get Excitoned. But I just let it go through. And anytime I was like, oh, I'm stupid. He loses the Exciton. But it's just not going great. I'm warning the super transformation thing. Pop the bottomless, pop the ninja. Go back to an Ice Hand, put some pressure on, and then set the Scythe. Like, I'm not in a great spot. And then VLS does 4,600 damage. Dark Hole, draw Sanctum, that's good. Soul Charge. Beagletalk gets breakthrough'd. And then VLS banishes on his turn. I chain double Cyclone, but like I just can't do anything. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna get attacked over for game. Super unfortunate. Like, I'm never losing that game if I stop that first Exciton. So dumb. So dumb of me. He chained his call to hit my Sanctum, which was unlucky for him. Sanctum hits another set, Moralltach hits that, and then we just clear out all of his back row. So he does the ninja stuff again, and I draw Ignition, so I'm in a good spot. Goes under 1,000. He attacks into this. I don't know why. I'm confused. And then he does that, and I say thumbs up because I didn't read it. This is not the one that just tributes Hanzo to summon the stupid Dark Samorg or whatever. This is the ninja card that targets one of my monsters too. And I could have gone back and be like, oh, well, you didn't target my monster at activation. But like, I just didn't read the card. He didn't have another target for one of my monsters. It's the only face-up monster I control, so like, it should have been very obvious. I just didn't read the card. I just knew that when this card leaves the field that the monster left, and I thought that was true of the other transformation trap card too. So I just didn't read it. All I have to do is chain ignition to this, and oh, look at all these cards that don't do anything to my ignition. And then I keep my ice hand. I just don't lose that momentum. It's so dumb. I've played another like key misstep. Like, I just should have won all 3 of these games. My Moralltach gets debunked. I'm in a bad spot. I played he's bottomless, but he bounces the super transformation back. He has to skip his battle phase, so he kind of misplays a little bit here by going to the battle phase. Unfortunately, I'm still in not a good spot because there's the upstart golden ninja that I can't really do anything to. And I'm hoping Tyrus hits the Moralltach, but he knows it's a Moralltach, so he's going to hit the double cyclone, of course, which is unfortunate. So my target for Dynea gets crowed. And I'm just in not good spot. Skip his next battle phase again though. I get breakthrough skill and then do all sorts of stuff, and then I'm gonna get super transformationed again. And yeah, so I just that ignition on that super transformation card is all I needed to win game 3, and I should have already won games 1 and 2, but so yeah, this is a top 8 match where I should have won all 3 games, but my own misplays cost me. Super unlucky. So we're gonna get one of these Moralltach tournaments one of these days. We're close. We're 2 for 2. Top 4 on the first, top 8 on the second. So we'll see you hopefully for Moralltach Monthly number 30. I think this is 29. So number 30. And until next time.